What's the answer, Marcus?
Grounding.
How old's your son now?
7 months.
Can you get grounded at a 7-month-old?
Huh?
I mean, my kids are 18 and 15 now, but we used to ground them.
Bro, he is starting to
Actually,
throw
my kids
fits.
never really get grounded like we got grounded as kids. My dad took the belt to me.
I told Yesenia that I smacked his hand for the first time the other day, and her and my mom just about lost it. What was it? What? He fucking tried to grab the electrical outlet. So I smacked his hand.
He needs to learn.
Gotta
get that respect.
And he didn't care at all. Like, I smacked his hand, and he was just like, just back at it again. Like,
gonna be an electrician.
He's a little tough kid.
Episode 90. NEC code 110.26. Any guesses?
Literally, like, I knew that when shit was coming. 110.26.
That's fine. You know what it is. Spaces about electrical equipment or around. Access and working space shall be provided and maintained about. This sounds Canadian. About all electrical equipment to permit ready and safe operation and maintenance of such equipment.
Someone should tell that to the grocery stores.
About. Around, right? Let's say around, about. Roundabout. It's roundabout. Hoser.
You're gonna be like Canadian the whole entire episode.
It's roundabout.
I like it. Challenge.
Roundabout. Hoser.
3 feet.
Dude, yeah, the grocery stores. A lot of places will just fucking pile shit up in front of their electric panel and be like,
"Oh man,
oh no, I'm like, hey, I'd like to troubleshoot this circuit. I need to find your electric panel. Oh, it's in the storage closet. Oh, of course it is. You mean the electric room?
You mean the electric room?
That they renamed the storage closet?
Sometimes it's like a hallway with all the electrical equipment in it, right? And they're pushing all their there's racks on racks and racks in there. Like,
grocery stores are the worst.
Yeah.
But every place, there's just no respect for the electric panel.
Facts. They even have the yellow. Some of them even have like the yellow tape on the floor,
right?
Like this is where you're not supposed to put anything,
right? That manage the clearance,
yeah. And there's still just something sitting on top of it.
Bollards.
Right.
Even then, it's like no. So we look at the code. The NEC code pretty much tells us the guidelines that we have to work from, right? So any question you have regarding the work that you're doing or the performing in the field can pretty much be answered from the National Electric Code. This particular code tells us how much space they need to keep for the working clearances on an electrical equipment. So we do work, our license is good up to 600 volts. So we don't really touch the 601 to 1,000 volts. We just never get in there. Most of the work we do is 120 to 480. That's the gamut. So we got 120, 208, 120, 240, 277, 480. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So you think about the clearances. So let's go to condition 1. Live parts on one side, insulated or ungrounded parts other side. So you think about, go ahead.
So that's going to be behind you. Like if the piece of equipment's in front of you, then the insulated or ungrounded equipment or material is what's behind you or in front of that piece of equipment.
Right. So you could have a panel with live parts in front of you, and behind you can be a brick wall.
Yeah.
For condition number 1.
Yep.
Ungrounded. Right? Yeah, let's say like that. Condition 2, live parts on one side. Maybe a ground bar at a piece of maybe a telephone board with some ground bars, where people are grounded stuff. I don't know.
Right.
Just throwing scenarios out there.
Mm-hmm.
So you see in the area that we work, 151 to 600 volts in the code, it takes that minimum 3-foot clearance to a 3.5 foot. And if you were to go up even higher on the voltage side, it would take it to a 4-foot clearance. Then you think about clearance on condition number 3, which is a panel in front of you and a panel behind you.
Panel behind you.
So you think about the hallway, Marcus was talking about how panels are on one side. If there's a panel on the other side.
Now you're talking about condition 3.
Right. So now you've got a minimum of 4-foot clearance. So you can escape one direction or the other depending on the need to. Here it's 4 foot for us. 1,000 volts, it's 5 foot. And they do that because you have to have room to escape what they're considering the flash zone or the danger zone. We want to be, when we're working in live area, we want the freedom. We want to have the ability to move out of the way of something.
100%.
We don't know what that something is. It could be an arc flash. It could be something breaking. Most of it's an arc flash, right?
Right.
It's just at what.
Especially when you're working on like live equipment or anything dangerous, right? Electricals can be dangerous.
Right.
You don't really want things in your way, right? You don't really want things close to in your way, which is why, you try to move everything away from you as much as possible so you have the freedom to move around and do things in a safe manner the best you can, right? So this is all under just kind of trying to make it a little bit safer to work on electrical equipment.
And all these working conditions are in the National Electrical Code. All right, so let's talk about minimum depth of clear working space. Is this the same thing? This looks like the same thing, but it just goes up a little bit higher in voltage. So we never touch any of that stuff.
Like utility scale stuff here.
Where they're getting, up to 12 foot of clearance.
And the higher the voltage, the more voltage can jump also.
Right. So they're getting up to 12 feet of clearance. So you think about like some of the utilities that they have their transformers on site, and then they've got those bollards out at 12-foot clearance, so nothing gets around those bollards. But we don't typically work in those conditions. We're mostly in this one. We're mostly in the 600, 150 to 600. Well, even the 120, right? So we're 0 to 600.
Yeah.
If the voltage of your panel is 220 or 208, that means you got 3 lines at 120 volts. Mm-hmm. You still have to work in this middle, the 151 to 60, because it's phase-to-phase voltage is what we're talking about here. Because that's the potential. That's it. Piece of cake.
Let us know if you have any questions.
And move all the junk out from in front of your electrical panels for crying out loud. We're trying to work here.
See you soon.